All right, so welcome back to Press Start Together, the podcast where we talk about the games that frustrate us, comfort us, and occasionally make us question why we spent 300 hours chasing optional content we didn't even enjoy. I'm Ed, I'm also known as the Altohollic, and today we're jumping across some big topics that hit pretty much every gamer at some point. Loot boxes and live services, the games we wish we could experience again for the very first time, underrated titles that we'll defend forever, comfort games and cozy gaming, and last but not least, side quests, the good, the bad, and the why did I do all of this? I'm joined tonight by my wonderful co-hosts and guests, and who we're going to meet right now. First, I'd like to pass it off to the Queen of Relaxation Nation, Tess.
Hi, my name's Tess, and I'm a variety streamer, and Relaxation Nation is my game, and Sunscreen is our daily reward.
Awesome. Thank you again for being here, Tess. My other wonderful co-host, thank you again for joining me. It is our favorite alien. Thank you for beaming down tonight, Xeno.
Thank you, Alto. I'm Xeno. I am from the Mothership. We are some outlandish, outlandish, pretty great, great word. Outlandish, intelligent life forms that just want to get to know humans through the world of gaming. So if you like what you see, drop us a follow and we will beam you up.
Awesome. Thank you again, Xeno. And the first of our special guests tonight, I'm going to kick it over to Panda.
Hey everybody, this is my first time doing this, so excuse my awkwardness, but I'm Panda and I stream a variety of things. Right now I'm stuck on Animal Crossing, and I'm just here to show everybody that you don't have to be a pro gamer to enjoy gaming. You can just enjoy gaming. It's okay to just be a gamer. And yeah, that's what I'm about. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you again for joining us tonight, Panda. We are excited. And last but certainly not least, our other special guest tonight, who hopefully is able to hear everything that I'm saying, Bear.
So, we did collabs earlier, but we did on Discord, so that was the reason why. But I am Bear, and this is also my first time, and I am also awkward.
Not a problem. Again, we are extremely excited to have you both on tonight. But thank you so much. So, everyone, let's grab a drink, get comfortable. But before we jump into this much topics, let's catch up with what we call our inventory check. So, what has everyone been playing since last we met? Tess, I'm going to start with you because I did last time, so here we go.
I am still playing Hollow Knight, and we're in the DLC for Elden Ring, and I have restarted my Animal Crossing. Very excited.
Nice. And that's I do know, again, I've watched a little bit of Animal Crossing. Did the Switch 2 update happen, or is that happening soon? I know it's...
You do have to pay for the Switch 2 update.
Of course you do.
$6, so it could be worse.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it gives you mouse functions. So
very nice.
I'm very excited about that.
Very cool. Awesome. Xeno, what have you been playing since last we met?
I've been playing a lot of Power World.
Okay.
Sure, you probably heard it before. It's basically no-name Pokemon, or dollar store Pokemon, as some people like to refer to it. I enjoy it. It's like a mixture between Ark and Pokemon, so don't let Nintendo hear that. And of course, as last time, Where Winds Meet. And Sea of Thieves. And that's pretty much it, honestly. I've been really focused on trying to get a general good group of things going and getting goals actually finished and accomplished.
Now, awesome. Yeah, I've caught a couple of your Sea of Thieves content. I'm going to say, I haven't played that game in years, and it's bringing back so many things where I sit there, it's like, do I want to log in and get back on my ship? Because I think the last time I played, they'd just come out with the Pirates of the Caribbean storyline, which was quite possibly one of my favorite things to do back in the day. But awesome. Thank you again, Xena. Panda, I'm going to kick it on over to you. What have you been... I know, well, you haven't been on this before, but what have you been playing the last couple of weeks, month, something like that?
Well, I've been bouncing around between games. Honestly, since the Animal Crossing update has dropped, that's what I've been playing a lot of. Off stream, I've been playing a lot of it. I've been feeling under the weather, so it's kind of been something I can play without making my headaches worse. But outside of that, still trying to get through Hollow Knight, very much struggling through that game. Wow. Oh my God. It's sad. So yeah. And, also watching my husband play through Borderlands 4. I haven't picked it back up myself yet, but I've been watching him play through it, and that's been a lot of fun. So he's been really enjoying that.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, Borderlands 4 is still in my queue as well. I purchased it because, of course, I did during the Steam Winter Sale. We don't need to talk about my addiction to that. But yeah, it was on sale. Why not? But yeah, no, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And last again, but certainly not least, Bear, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing on a stream, actually.
Everyone's playing it.
I know, right? I don't really have a new game, like a main game at the moment, besides Fortnite.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Fortnite. I forgot about Fortnite. How could I forget Fortnite?
I mean, I don't know how you forget about Fortnite. Me personally, I know nothing about it, so don't ask me about questions when it comes to Fortnite. But yeah, for me, I started Hades 2 a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a lot of fun. Really enjoying that. And off stream, I've been still playing the Trails in the Sky first chapter remake. I'm on the final chapter, and I am telling you that is a phenomenal game. Like, if you are even remotely interested in RPGs and things of that nature, this quite possibly could be the one that gets you into it if you've never played like the genre before. It is really well done. Yeah, I said that face test. I'll send you the link to Steam. And again, welcome to everyone in chat. Thank you again for joining us. We're going to get into our topics tonight. So if you have anything that you want to add, feel free to type it out in chat. Myself or one of the other hosts will read it out. We'll go on and we'll do some wonderful stuff for that. But first, we're going to start with the elephant in the room: loot boxes and live service games. Because at this point, live service doesn't feel like a genre. It feels like a business model that followed us home, and it just won't leave. So I'm going to kick it on off over with, you know what? I'm going to do something fun today. I'm going to kick it off to one of our special guests. So, Bear, what is your opinion on loot boxes and live services?
I mean, I liked the Loot Crate. I used to do it back in the day.
Is there a particular game that you did with the loot boxes? Like, for me, the only experience I've had with loot boxes personally has been Overwatch. But I don't know if it's available in other games potentially.
I know that because it was more based on figurines and stuff, but it was of games and superheroes and stuff like that too.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, that's it's an interesting thing where you sit there and I know we've talked about in the past on this podcast before as well, where it's what's the word I'm looking for? Not just live services, but the gotcha games, things of that nature, and how it's when it was I think Skylanders was the game where you actually got little figurines and things like that, and it wasn't blind bag, but it still kind of felt like the same thing. But I don't remember anyone complaining as much about that. Maybe it's because they got something physical with it and they got to take it home, even though it did nothing, or But you have people talking about amiibos and things of that nature, where it's I know Tess brought this up last month on the pod, where it was you got to pay $30 for amiibo that unlocks something in a game that you've already paid money for. So yeah, it's an interesting point where it comes to why did loot boxes become so I don't want to deal with it versus some of these other things. So thank you with that. Panda, what about you? What is your opinion when it comes to loot boxes and or live services?
They don't really bother me. I grew up with, you paid for the game, right? And you got all the content with the game. And then Borderlands came along and I got into Borderlands 2. And I believe that was my first exposure to being able to purchase things for the game. But they gave you cool looking skins and you could look super cool, super buffed out and stuff in the game or whatever. So, and everybody knows I play gacha games. So, yeah, I actually don't spend that much real money in gacha games. It's funny, there was a drop today and I really, really wanted this pony, this horse. I didn't pull her, and they're having they're running a special on their monetization. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. And I stuck to it. I didn't do it. But I can see how people who may have a propensity to not have so much self-control, how it could get out of hand, and I do acknowledge that it is predatory in a sense. It's people are making money. They're going to continue to try to make money however they can. So I do understand that it is predatory in practice, but as a person who does play gacha games, yeah. Yeah, I have no qualms against loot boxes and that kind of thing.
No, I completely understand. I think, like, again, you bring up a point when it comes down to it where it's like, if the game is free, it seems like there's a little more of a leeway when it comes down to it. The things, the Fortnite that, the horse derby game that everyone and their mother is playing, like things of that nature. It seems where it's like, I don't want to say it's okay, but people seem to be okay with throwing a couple bucks here and there. Thank you for that. Zeno, what about you?
All right, this is a really big topic that I often cite. They're the two halves. Like, honestly, what Panda was saying with it being sort of like a predatory practice and stuff. I think that in practice, in what we've seen for the past, I want to say 15-ish, almost 20 years now. Actually, I would even go as far as saying 20 years now. We've had the ones who are predatory, and we have the ones who are like, hey, we're actually, having artists, create these like gacha characters, these art designs, these character models, all of these different things. Like, if you're really innovating with your own game, then I can see that being a thing. And I'll give an example of that in a second. But one of the examples that's best cited for loot boxes is EA and what happened with their big lawsuit in Europe. And that was with FIFA. Now, that was because they were desperate. Like, they were legitimately, like, the model was gambling. The model was gambling whichever way you tried to put it, and they have a very strict sense of what is considered gambling in Europe. It's a little different in the West, but some of it, the ripple effect definitely happened because they started realizing that people are starting to look at loot boxes differently, so you had to change how you presented that model now. Now, gacha games, as you were saying, like, you have, outfits, and you have characters, and you have things that are like, oh, I can only get it if I do it during this limited time, and it encourages, an overt amount of spending. During the lawsuit, or during the court case with EA, they were asked, essentially, I'm not going to get into too much detail about it, but they were asked basically, what is stopping a child from spending $15,000 on their parents' credit card?
Mm-hmm.
And there was no good definitive answer for that statement. And it was insane because they were citing a case that had actually happened in which the parents were like, yeah, like $15,000 went like towards V-Bucks or not V-Bucks, it was something else. It was like loot boxes for FIFA and the character system, right? So yeah, like, shout out Europe for really putting a like, they fined them. I think it was like $50,000 or $500,000 like a week if they kept the loot boxes in the game. Like, it was something ridiculous like that. And of course they kept them in for a little bit of time, got their event out, but now they have a different system that just skirts the line again. And one of their best cited examples was surprise mechanics. They said, it's not loot boxes, it's surprise mechanics. No, it's 1.1% chance I'm going to get that character. If I have to spend $1,000 to get the character, he is a $1,000 character. Like the guy who spent $40,000 on Where Winds Meet. $40,000, how much he had to spend in order to gain the amount of elegance points to get the special boat.
Oh, that's nuts.
That eventually they're going to probably make insanely cheap or have some sort of other means to get it. yes, these games are free, so they make all of their money off of gacha. They make all of their money off of that. But if you're putting loot boxes in an $80 game and saying pay me, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like we said, it's I love what Europe has done with it when it comes down to it, because I don't want to go too far into my points there, but yeah, it is, gambling is where it really starts to like blur the line and things of that nature, because as you said, if you have to spend X amount of money to get this, it doesn't matter if it's a 1 in 100 chance, you're going to be spending that money. Like they're giving you those odds because they legally have to, not because there's, you're going to pull it earlier than that. So I appreciate that. Thank you for your insight on that. And now, Tess and/or Willow, what is your opinion on this?
Willow says, as long as I get fed, I don't care.
Fair.
But
that's my
me,
Tinder profile.
I love them a little bit too much, to the point where, like, yeah, I'm the person who would do that. And so I cannot play those games. It's kind of like Disney Dreamlight Valley is one of the examples. I spent an absurd amount of money on the premium shop items in that game, because you can only get specific character houses, specific like companion animals, outfits. And I, as you guys know, I love Disney. And so like, not only are you paying for DLC, they also give you those premium items. But like, I can't play Uma Musume. I can't play Infinity Nikki. I can't play Where Winds Meet, because I have a problem in no impulse control, and no money. So that's a no from me. But the only one that I do kind of partake in is the Pokemon, the card game pocket version. Oh, okay. And that's because you get 2 free packets a day. Okay. And it's a little bit easier, and you can like trade with friends to get the cards you want. That helps limit me a little bit. But sometimes whenever I do have credit card bonus points, that's what I spend it on.
Got it.
No, if I had the money, would I spend it? Absolutely. That's the problem.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I want to point, before we go into that, Poe Francie says, like, The Sims got me bad, not going to lie, especially the expansion packs. Yeah, because that's one of the things where if you, like, I never really played The Sims after the first one, but, like, it really seems that they really didn't have expansion packs. It was more just, like, buying things in there, where it was, like, basically DLC before you could download it. It was like, we're going to burn this on a, like, DVD kind of thing. Slam's agreeing with that. They're saying they reduced the moon zones. I'm wondering if that's a got it. I was like, are we upgrade? Do I need to evolve my Eevee? Like, I just want to make sure I was in the right place. League of Legends has all my money according to Desperate. Oh yeah. Trust me, I understand, because look, I'm not going to say live services can't work. They totally can. You've got, like, games like Destiny, Final Fantasy XIV, even Warframe has proven that, like, ongoing content can keep a community alive for years. But like we've said, the problem is when this game stops feeling like a game and starts feeling like a storefront. As Zeno mentioned, things like that, like loot boxes especially hit a nerve because they're blurring that line between, like, progression and gambling. Rewards aren't tied to, like, skill, time, choice. It's pure chance. And it stops feeling earned, and it starts feeling like, let me just swipe the card. And the weird thing is, like, honestly, a lot of us don't hate these games. Like Tess said, I played Genshin Impact for a while. I never used, did any of the pulls, because I'll be honest with you, I don't understand what they do, where it was like, oh, you'll get another character, and it's like, but aren't I getting one over here? Yeah, but it's a different one. It's like, all right, who cares? But it's like I know, like Tess mentioned, a lot of people hate the feeling of the fear of missing out. That pressure to log in, the sense that if you step away for a month, you've fallen behind forever. Games used to wait for us, and now they chase us. It's one of the main reasons I gave up World of Warcraft, where it's like, yes, I love the content, or I did at the time. I enjoyed the lore, but if I had to not log in for a couple of days or like a week, or, you know, I went away because I had to like go on vacation or I was doing something for work, you come back and you're like, oh yeah, no, you missed out on all these things. And it's like, well, how do I catch up? Oh, well, you can either do this and like, we can power level you, or we can do these other things. It's like, I don't want to do this. I wanted to play. What do you mean I'm missing out on this content because I want to see the story? You know, fuck that. I'm going to go back to single player games. And that's what I feel like, ironically, a lot of people aren't doing, because there are no options in some of these categories. You know, we've got a bunch of people here who play Fortnite, and, you know, I enjoy watching you guys play it, but there is no single player version of that game. You can't sit there and go, oh, Fortnite, you know, I missed out on that season. I'll catch up. I'll do it by myself. No, you can't do that.
Right.
And that's a problem, in my opinion.
So I want to add something to this conversation. I personally don't play it. But there's a new, very popular mobile game called Love in Deep Space.
Okay.
And
I've been seeing that.
people
Yeah.
spend thousands on thousands of dollars on that game. And would you like to know why?
Yes.
It's an online dating sim where you date hot guys and you get different, like, scenes of them saying or doing different things when you spend that money. It is.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Love in Deep Space. You do.
You do.
Thanks, Despero.
But my hairstylist plays it, and a couple other streamers that I follow now play it, especially since vertical streaming is getting a lot more popular. So man, you want to talk about multi-million-dollar company? It's took off. It's right up there with Genshin Impact now.
Ooh.
And if I could add something as well,
Yeah, of course.
I did also play Disney Dreamlight Valley. I forgot about that one. I did also spend not a lot, but a good bit more than I'd spent on any other game. So, and same thing, like they suck you in with the characters. And I really like what you said about, because like I said, I started playing games with, you know, you paid for the game. That was all the content. The games are chasing us now, you know, and it does feel that way. Like if I miss an event in Umama Sume, I skip this whole last event, right? And I've just been tired, not feeling well, working, other things have been going on. And yeah, you feel like, dang, I missed out, and I wish I would have, you know, participated more. And then another one recently that I have actually talked to Tess about was Animal Crossing Complete Pocket Camp. It used to be microtransaction only. Yeah. And it recently went to, if you give them $20, you get the full game. So I got suckered in. Okay. I'm that person. I'm the problem. It's me. And, and I got Animal Crossing Complete. And it's been a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. And they've really changed the mechanics of it so that it doesn't feel microtransaction-y anymore. It feels like a full game. Now they have a completely different currency set. And now I feel like I'm enjoying it more than when it was microtransactions, because when it was microtransactions, again, you felt like the game was always chasing you, like you said, and you're missing out, that fear of missing out. So yes, I don't have a problem with it, but y'all are absolutely right. It is problematic, even in me not having a problem with it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, like everyone, for adding it. I do want to bring up something Gamer said as well in our chat. I wanted to seem as cool, so I'll get collector's editions like it was no one's business, until I later found out no one else is dropping $200 or more on these things. Bandai Namco is notorious for charging large amount of money for collector's editions and then greatly reducing it to peanuts within a year of the game's release. So what's the point of getting them day one? Slam also mentioned, I have collector's editions of games I've never played just because I wanted the items that looked cool. Yeah, it's really interesting for like those things as well, where it's like, you know, collector's editions can almost be seen as, you know, IRL loot boxes and things of that nature, where it's like, do I really need this tchotchke? Where I was like, I'm really enjoying like I said, Tales in the Sky first chapter. And I looked at the collector's edition, ironically speaking of like Bandai Namco, and you sit there and it's like, what? Why would I need a bracer medallion? I don't. That's basically a badge of the police force in there. I don't need a fake badge of a fake police. What am I going to do with this? Who is this for? But there's obviously people out there buying it. Thank you, gamer, for, I'm sure it looks wonderful. I'll look at it in your collection, I'm sure. But yeah, Young Misery K, I buy NBA 2K every single year. I'm a fool. That is
Never.
No, but that is a topic we could also bring up there, where we could all be guilty of buying the latest version of a franchise that may or may not differentiate too much. But awesome. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to add before we pivot into something a little happier?
Oh, good here.
All good?
That's such a great point about the Call of Duty.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. Call of Duty, I used to like the storyline. It used to be great. I'm okay with it. Or I was until we will talk about that topic at another day. Yeah. But yeah, let's pivot again, like I said, to something happier. That magical question: if you could erase one game from your memory and play it again fresh, what would it be? I know we started with Bear last time. I'm going to start with Xeno this time. Xeno, what game are you forgetting today?
I'm gonna have to go with the first Halo game.
Okay. Halo
And
Combat
the second
Evolved.
one, like both of those together, but Halo Combat Evolved for sure. I don't know, something about Doritos, Mountain Dew, and like that's not even a stereotype. That's like for real.
Yeah, no.
Doritos, Mountain Dew, pizza, and 4 controllers. There's just something about that just, I don't know, classic to me. You can't replicate that feeling as much anymore. So I would love that one day. Big LAN party. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Honestly, like, trust me, like, I miss LAN parties. I think they were some of the best things, like just LAN parties, split screen, co-op, all those things. And look, it may be a slight stereotype, but there's a reason that there were multiple versions and multiple flavors of Halo Mountain Dew. Because it's what we did. We were okay with it. And I'm not going to lie. I miss those flavors. They were friggin' delicious. But yeah, what about you, Panda? What is a game you would love to play again for the first time?
Titanfall 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I was originally going to say Borderlands 2,
Mm-hmm.
but then Titanfall 2 popped in my mind, and it was too short. It was just too... If I would have known how short the game was and that there wasn't going to be another one, I would have taken so much more time with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably one I would definitely want to play again for the first time.
Oh, that is an awesome choice. God, I loved Titanfall 2. It was, like you said, it was incredibly too short. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad for the people who like Apex that it exists, but I hate all of you who play Apex as much as you do because you're the reason Titanfall 3 doesn't exist. But I digress. Bear, what about you? What is a game that you wish you could play again for the first time?
I actually hear a lot of people say this is the worst of the series, but it was what got me into the series, so I would have to say Fallout 4.
Oh, there you go. Sweet.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you too. Like, I hear that all the time where it's like, oh, this is the worst Fallout. And it's like, first of all, no. Second of all,
Right.
Yeah, it's good. Like, is it as good as like 3 or New Vegas? Yes. I'm going to say yes. It is as good as them. It's just different. But yeah, why not? That is a great choice. Oh, man. You know what? I wish I could just play Fallout all over again too. Now I'm nostalgic.
Vegas,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But awesome. Thank you for that. Tess, what about you? What are we playing for the first time?
I have 2 answers, and one I don't think is going to surprise anybody. Hollow Knight.
Oh, yeah.
I love that game, especially because whenever you're playing it for the first time, you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. like everything is a mystery, and you're just kind of wandering around as this little knight, just having, the time of your life trying to figure out all of the lore. Whereas like after you start those next runs, you're like, oh, I do this first, and then I do this, and then I go here, and I grab this to make this easier. And then my second answer is Breath of the Wild, because there's nothing like coming out of that cave and just like being on the cliff and seeing that, like, oh
yeah,
man.
no, those are great.
Twilight.
Yeah,
Just that I would say Twilight Princess, because like kid me, oh my god, I was like, what is this? This is the best thing I've ever seen.
yeah, no, 100%. Those are some great choices. Before I go mine, first of all, yes, to Bear's point, Fallout 4 is not the worst one. Fallout 76 does exist, so thank you for that, chat. Especially day one Fallout 76. We got another one. Apex should have been Titanfall 3. Ooh, Despero, Infamous 2 made me cry. Gamer, weren't cool enough for LAN party, so you bought Collector's Edition. Gamer, the next time I have a LAN party, you're the first one invited, so do not worry about that. I want to see if anybody else has on there. Despero, I want to play New Vegas for the first time again. Yeah, that is... I will say, while you won't be able to obviously play it for the first time again, there is a wonderful mod if you own Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, as well as all of the like DLCs for them, which again, if you get them on Steam, they're like $4.50 for them if you like wait for a sale. It's called A Tale of Two Wastelands, and it allows you to play the same character from DC to Vegas, and you can bounce back and forth between them. So it literally recreates Fallout 3 in the New Vegas engine. So it's really well done. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Fable 1, 2, and 3 I want to play again, says Wishama. Yes, 100%. Game I played when I was little was called Mech Assault. Oh my god, yes, from Hector Vector. Can't wait for the fourth Halo. Yes, I am really excited about that as well. We'll be talking about that later. And not the fourth Halo, well, fourth Fable. And damn it, Gamer, you stole my answer. So for me, one of the... I picked 3 because I had to narrow it down, but like they are Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, and most recently Expedition 33. Because these are games where knowledge changes everything. And once you know the story, the systems, and the big moments, as much as you can love the games, and trust me, I do, I replay Chrono Trigger at least once a year. Like, I enjoy the replay. You just can never quite recapture that sense of wonder. And while I think that's kind of beautiful, because the games don't lose the value, they just kind of like transform, they go from experiences to memories, I would really love to sit there and be like, I don't remember the first time I played Final Fantasy VI, or I don't remember the first time I played Chrono Trigger. I know I was at least 20, 25 years ago, but I played them so much that I was like, I don't remember what the first time opening these up were like. It would be like so wonderful for that. What do we else have? CB says, I would do almost anything to play Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy X, Bloodborne, or Hollow Knight again for the first time. Oh, yeah. Really make me think about how I'm playing a game. Yeah, like that's like, again, it's beautiful things of that nature. Like there's so much, and I'm glad that we can replay these games. And like what's awesome now, again, not to go off topic, but like, with the advent of streaming, we can actually kind of almost relive it through somebody, because it's always somebody's first playthrough. Like you can just start clicking on things and be like, wait, who's doing this? Who's doing what? Tess, I saw you. I don't know if you were grabbing your microphone or if somebody was going to knock something over.
Sorry, that was me just unmuting it because I wanted to say that's me with Hollow Knight, trying to convince all of you to play Hollow Knight so I can watch it all over again.
Yeah. I loved Hollow Knight. Like, again, if you guys haven't played it, like Tess said, it is a gorgeous game. It is wonderful. I've only played it twice, but even still, like, that is enough.
It's platforming hell.
but it's so good.
Yeah.
I've never played it actually.
Oh, if you are
Try it, Bear.
Yeah.
Try it.
if you are interested in it's I don't like to say souls like it's really not like souls like, but if you are interested in difficulty or difficult combat and difficult encounters that aren't difficult just for the sake of being difficult, as well as platforming that is difficult for the sake of being difficult, but that's all optional for the most part, it is highly recommended. Oh, and hello everybody again, but thank you so much. So, I think now's a good time to get a little controversial. Let's talk about underrated games that we're going to defend to the grave. You guys know the ones. The games where we say, actually, you know what? It was good. And everyone looks at us like we committed a crime. You know, maybe it's a game that had a rough launch, but it improved. You know, a cult classic that never got like mainstream loved, or something deeply flawed, but ambitious. I think, Panda, I'm going to start with you. What game or games are you defending tonight?
So I have two in mind. The first one, no one's probably ever heard of. It's called Fae Farm. And the, and the reason I'm defending it is I really wish, okay, they did a terrible thing. Okay. They shut down, they laid off all their people. It was terrible. I really wish none of that would have happened because it had a lot of potential. It was a fun little game. It was very colorful. If Fae Farm is trash, yeah, no, I knew it. But you know, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of hours in that game. And it was, it had a lot of cool mechanics. And like I said, I thought it had potential, but what they did was awful. That is left to be said. And then the other game, I just went out of my head. Borderlands 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Pre-sequel was but Borderlands 3 I do hear gets a lot of hate. And you know, I enjoyed it. I've played through it a few times now, and I did really end up enjoying it. And I am easily amused. You all know this. Like, I will laugh at just about anything, so anything will entertain me. So that's not saying much. But those are the two games that I will defend to the death as, you know, I liked them. I thought they were fun. That's it for me.
No, like, hey, look, I'm not going to disagree with you other than, look, Borderlands pre-sequel is fine. I will die on that hill, but that's not the hill I'm dying on tonight. But Fae Farm. What is that other than apparently potentially being trash?
So it was basically a Stardew Valley ripoff is what people would call, oh, look, a Stardew Valley ripoff. So it was a farming sim, you know, you have your little plot, but it had like several different types of animals that you could breed, and you could do all the colors with them, and different types of farming. What I will say is that it lacked communication with the villagers. Like, the dialogue just wasn't there, the story just wasn't there. But yeah, it was basically Stardew Valley on steroids. I mean, the art was really cool and very 3D looking. You could like get wings, and you were a fairy and you could flit about. It was great. It was great. If you wanted to be a fairy, it was great.
Okay, well, all right. I appreciate it. So thank you for defending the Fae. I'm sure they need it. Yeah. Bear, what about you? What is an underrated or a controversial game that you're going to defend tonight?
Well, it's also one of my first ones that I got into the game. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay. I don't disagree with you. It's not bad. It's just not Mass Effect 1 through 3.
Right. I tried to play it back, or play 1 through 3 again, or not again, because I never played it, so it'd be the first time, but I couldn't get into it. Like, I don't know, something about Andromeda maybe, or something. I like stopped halfway through the second.
Oh, okay. So have you played Well, again, so Andromeda was your introduction to the series. You attempted to go back and play the other one. Have you played Andromeda again since that first playthrough, or is it just kind of you were like, nope, it was good. I've tried this. I've had my Mass Effect experience. I'm done.
That would be fun to go back to it. I don't even remember what it was on.
Fair, yeah.
Ago.
Yeah, no, I get you. That this is again. I mentioned this last podcast. This is why I buy everything on Steam. That even if it's like I don't care if I played it on another platform, I'm going to buy it again because I don't want to have 600 consoles hooked up to my television because I'll always forget about them. And apparently, though, multiple people in the chat were waiting for you to say Candy Crush. Is Candy Crush a game that you are putting a lot of hours into? If you don't mind me asking.
No, not at all. Just YMK.
Got it. Before we move on to my other co-hosts, I want to throw in, it looks like Final Fantasy 13 was a good game. Screw y'all. Gamer, it's been nice knowing you. You're now banned from the channel. No, I'm kidding.
13 was great.
Yeah, sure. Look, 13 is a fine game. It's just not a good Final Fantasy game. I'm going to throw that out there. TPS had potential, but all the maps are too empty. I don't mind pickles. I don't know what that means.
Is that a reference to the animals, to the Adult Swim show? Pickles, the dog?
Yeah. I don't Spider-Man, the video game? Ooh, wow. That is a good... Oh, the pre-sequel. Thank you. Sorry. Yes. No, exactly. Bear is not a grandma. Rage. Okay. RIP Gamer. Yeah, no, sorry. Look, again, I will never yuck anyone's yum when it comes to any video game. But look, Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 15, they may be good games. They're just not good Final Fantasy games. That's a hill I am willing to die on. But before I die on that hill, Tess, what is an underrated game you're going to defend tonight?
So I have two, and one of them, none of y'all have probably ever heard of. Just like I had no idea about any of the games you guys mentioned. Sorry.
Mass Effect?
I have heard the words Mass Effect 3 uttered in one other streamer's chat.
Okay.
But I know nothing about them. Other than they are never mind.
They are never mind.
They are never mind.
No, I'm not gonna finish that. Never mind. I changed my mind.
Oh my.
Redacted.
I am
But I was about
afraid.
to say it was not PG-13.
We're a PG-13 podcast now? We have the explicit tag on all things.
We do have the explicit tag, but I think this might be taking it a little far even for us.
Fair. Oh.
I'm in suspense.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the after show, guys.
The after show, or maybe I'll just type it in chat since that can't be included in the audio.
Also true.
But my first one is Scooby-Doo Unmasked, and that was a Game Boy Advance game, and that is what got me into platformers.
Okay.
She broke Alto.
I mean, look, I don't know the game. For all I know, that could be the hidden gem on the Game Boy Advance that we've all been missing all these years.
So anybody that knows me knows that one of my special interests is Scooby-Doo. I have seen all of the movies, all of the TV episodes. I had the comic books. And I played the games. That's hi. Anyway, my second one is Yoshi's Craft World, because that game got on the Nintendo Switch, but I love it a lot. You can't see it with this angle, but I have one of the amiibo for it. So,
look,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is great. It looks like Scooby-Doo has unlocked memories for so many people too. So maybe that's something. If we get Tess to how many followers are you at right now?
250.
If we get Tess to 300 subscribers, she will play the Scooby-Doo game on stream. It'll be a 300 subscriber special.
That would be amazing.
Mods.
yeah.
How to do that sim thingy.
Oh, don't worry. We'll figure that out. But yeah. So, Rutro, we just promised something there. But Zeno, what is the underrated game that you're defending tonight?
Marvel's Avengers.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I love that game, honestly.
It was an entirely great concept. Like, graphics were really good, decent, half decent. Like, you can't really complain on that. At the time, it was like, hey, this is a PS5 game, but they had to downgrade it for PS4, so it lost a lot along the way of trying to make it compatible. But there was a lot of other glaring issues that people were having, and most of it was basically like fandom based, like disdain. And then they just started selling us movie outfits. Like, I'm pretty sure they're still selling movie outfits. Like, I don't even think the game is shut down yet. I haven't personally played it in forever since the last few hero updates, but it was one of those games that was like, if they had done the updates a lot earlier, they probably would have saved their live service. But I don't think it was a game that was going to last as long as they intended with the level of content that was in it. That was really the main glaring point was like the level of content. But honestly, I still loved the hell out of that game. It was so fun, especially coming straight off of like watching Endgame and stuff and Infinity War. It was like, oh, this is the best, right? But it was quite roasted to the community.
Yeah, I think, like, again, I enjoyed it. I think it was like it had a really good, interesting storyline. It was a very good single player aspect. I think the live service portion, like you mentioned, was kind of tacked on, and I think that's what the issue is, because I know the game is delisted, but if you own it, you could still play it. I just don't think you can do the random multiplayer, but if you like know someone else who has it, like the servers for like matchmaking are shut down, but you could still, I think, play with co-op if you set it up locally. Like, don't quote me on that, but I'm like fairly certain that I know you could play the single player campaign if you still own it, because I occasionally still do.
I didn't know that. I thought that when it got delisted that they were going to make it like not available, like even because it was one of those games that you had to be connected. I think it was one of those games you had to be connected to the internet.
Originally you had to be connected all the time. The last patch that they did for it, they removed that functionality. So if you own it, I think on any platform, you could still play the single player campaign at minimum. And I think, again, don't quote me on the co-op part, but I'm like 80% sure that co-op works as long as both people are using, you do it through like a friends list type thing, not through like their matchmaking service.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't disagree. I'm trying to see before we go in there. We all talked about what Mass Effect does. So yes, Mass Effect is 100% those kind of games if you try hard enough. And honestly, you don't even have to try that hard. But if we get 100 new subs, Tess, will you sing the Scooby-Doo song? Chat wants to know.
Yeah, well...
She said, yeah, clip it.
That's a promise.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if anything else before we go on, or I should say I go on, because I watched Scooby-Doo in Polish. I need to know what the Polish name for Scooby-Doo is, and if it's just Scooby-Doo, I'm going to be so annoyed, disappointed, but not shocked either. It was clipped, all the verses, yes. But for me, I have... It's 3, but it's kind of 2.5 because it's yes, it's yes, perfect. Love that dog.
Yes.
But it's Frontiers of Pandora, Visions of Mana, and Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh,
I-
okay.
I will not say, are they the greatest games of all time? No. Are they fun games? Yes. And honestly, I think that's what a lot of people miss out on, where it's like, especially for like Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaw, if you're a fan of those like franchises, so like the Avatar or the Star Wars franchises, there's a lot to get out of. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of like side content and lore that's out there, especially for like the Pandora one, because you only have, well, now three movies, but you're a character that's taking place in between the first and the second movie, and you're not this be all end all, like, you know, overpowered son of a bitch that's going to sit there and be like, oh, well, then why didn't this person exist? And like, if they're saving the day, where it's like, no, you're just kind of like guerrilla warfare, like taking it out, like doing these like small things while the actual main storyline is happening. So it's like kind of cool to see those side stories. Star Wars Outlaw is one where I'm convinced that the only people who hate Star Wars more than like Star Wars haters are Star Wars fans. And like as a Star Wars fan, it's really just awkward to see, like, don't get me wrong, there's been some good movies, there've been some not so good movies, there's been some bad movies, there've been some same thing with the games. But Star Wars Outlaws, I think, was an interesting take. It was a shorter game. I enjoyed my time with it. I don't have to be a Jedi or, you know, a main character or a bounty hunter every time I'm going in there. It was really interesting to sit there and be like, hi, you're just some random kind of smuggler who got like pulled into something that has nothing to do with like the overall, you know, Skywalker like saga. It's just you're in this universe, and it was a lot of fun. And it was, you know, it was basically, you know, Far Cry in space. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. And as far as Visions of Mana, I really liked it. I thought it was a good game. But it's not the best of the Mana game, but it had a wonderful storyline. It was incredibly, you know, like, you know, it had its like cutesy moments. It had like these wonderful, like made you feel moments. There were things where I sat there and went, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Like there were some really good parts of it. And I really enjoyed, you know, Visions of Mana. I love the Mana series. I think the problem with it and why it got as much hate as it did is because the Mana series does not get as much love, period, as something like the Final Fantasies or the Dragon Quests or, you know, like the Trails, Tales, things of that nature, where the Mana games come out to a little bit of fanfare, but like this was kind of like, I don't want to say their last push because I hope they get more, but this was a big push in the West. And after the, what was it? The Trials of Mana remake that they did like a couple years before that like really soared. This was like, okay, it's not a remake. It's the first new Mana game in a while. People were just like, yeah, but it's not the greatest. And it's like, look, I'm okay playing a 3 out of 5 game. And I think that a lot of people need to be okay with that as well. Like, look, if you don't want to, like, great, fine. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to play. But I was listening to, I don't remember what podcast it was, but someone sat there and they were like, well, would you eat at a 3-star restaurant? And I was like, yes, why wouldn't I?
Yes.
That's an average restaurant. Like, yeah, like that. Would I eat at a 3-star restaurant for $100 a plate? No. But would I eat at a 3-star restaurant? Sure. I'd also eat at a 4-star and a 5-star restaurant. Like, yeah, like gamers said, like people are willing to play a 3 out of 5-star game, but they don't want to pay for it. You know, there's horrendous, you know, and it's like, guess what? Like, as long as it's a decent enough price, like if it's a 3 out of 5 game and it's $90, no, I'm not going to buy it, you know?
Right, it's
but
like
if
a 5-star restaurant giving you food poisoning.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing, you know? Look, a lot of these underrated games, they matter because they try. Like, I'd rather a game that swings big, even if they miss, because, like, look, personally, I'm going to take a weird, ambitious game over a safe, soulless one every day. You know, because a lot of these games are under, you know, we say underrated, but like, let's talk like 10, 15 years from now, people are going to sit there and be like, oh, they're ahead of their time. I'm not going to say that someone is going to come out and say Frontiers of Pandora or Fae Farm or the Scooby-Doo GBA game are going to be the greatest game. You know, they're like, guys, these are the hidden gems. Why did nobody like, you know, absolute cinema? Yeah, thank you, Ted. Like, but no, like, sometimes it just means the right audience never found it. Like, but look, guys, if you love one of these games or any underrated game, you know, out there, congratulations. You are now the lifelong PR department for that game. That hentai game on the eShop is game of the year for someone. You know what? You're not wrong, gamer. That someone exists. You know, portion stars, five-star restaurants need to be addressed, but that's for another podcast. Absolutely. Horrendous localization and dub, but an amazing story and battle. Arc Fantasia. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. What is it? Thank you, young Mister. I'm a natural. Yeah, I've been really practicing my my languages, so I appreciate this.
King isn't here.
But geez. So let's slow things down for a little bit and change some change a little gears. So we're going to talk about the hentai. No, I'm kidding. Let's talk about comfort games and cozy gaming. You know, the stuff we play when we're tired, stressed, or just need to feel okay. You know what? Maybe we are talking about hentai. I don't know anymore. This podcast has gone off the rails. But these aren't always easy games. They're familiar ones. You know, maybe it's ones where music feels like home, the mechanics are second nature, and failure doesn't feel like doesn't feel punishing. You know, we know for some people, maybe that's Stardew Valley. Others, it's replaying Skyrim for like the 10th time. Well, maybe it's a JRPG you've beaten so many times you don't even read the dialogue anymore. But Tess, you are basically our resident comfy gamer. What is your go-to for comfort?
So back to those hentai games. No, sorry. But it is adjacent. Actually, I played the dating sims, the otaku game, dating sims. You can find them on my YouTube channel. Recently, A Date with Death has been one of the ones that I've played, and you date the Grim Reaper. And you can, in fact, purchase the spicy DLC. So.
Okay. All right. Well, CB is also right there with you, saying dating sims. Hero says hentai is art, so you know what? You're not wrong.
Art
to somebody.
And die.
Yeah, young Misery K. Beast Simulator is a great one. I don't actually. Is that like Goat Simulator? You know what? I'm gonna have to find out about that. But Bear, we're gonna kick it over to you. What is your cozy or comfort game?
I guess I would have to say RimWorld.
Oh my God, that is a wonderful choice. But I don't think I have ever heard anyone refer to it as a cozier game, which is fine. I'm loving it because. From what I've known and seen about RimWorld, most people just sit there and turn it into like the war crime simulator for like and I need to know, is that how you're playing RimWorld? Because like I only know of it because of the Spiffing Brit and watching him break the game.
You can also make drugs and become a drug lord.
Oh, perfect.
It is
crimes.
It's quite punishing though. I know, right? It's punishing, but like I don't know, I sunk like 1,000 hours into it and just like learned how to play it basically, because there's like different modes and stuff you can do.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to look into it, but it looks so daunting, and hearing I put 1,000 hours into it doesn't make it any less daunting, but it does make it something where obviously where it's like, well, if I need to go into it, I'm going to go into it. Let's see. We've got a couple of them. Comfort game is Dark Souls for CB. What's the link for research purposes, of course? Oh, that's about the feet game. No problem, Hero. I'm sure someone will PM you that. Yeah, but while I catch up on chat and lose my mind between the drugs and the hentai tonight, Xeno, what are you cozily playing over there?
Cozily,
Yeah, or comfort.
But comfort games, I'd have to go with the go-to is always The Sims.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'd never play it unless I'm like, you know, when you're really sick, like you're like absurdly sick, like every single symptom you could possibly have, you have, and you can't get out of. That's the game. That's the game I turn on, and I'll sit there for 12 hours just making the most complicated house possible, and then never touch the game again. Don't know why, but Pal World has been my comfort game for the day.
Okay.
Building, all that other stuff. It's always great. Except
Giving guns to small furry things.
Look.
Yeah. Also capturing humans. Apparently, you can do war crimes in the game. So
Yes, that I also know from the Spiffing Brit.
Slavery.
So yeah.
But they edited that out.
Well, yeah,
you
but
capture them, you can't put them to work. No, they did? I thought they... Never mind.
yeah. Hero has a question. Is it based on the Rim? Is the RimWorld game based on the RimWorld books? I actually don't know. Bear, do you know the answer to that by any chance?
I don't.
Okay. Sorry.
There's also a place in California called RimWorld.
Ooh, good to know. We've got some Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is a good one. We'll look that up for you. Sorry, I was driving and going to Taco Bell. Look, there's no need to apologize, especially if you get does anyone want anything while Driscoll's going to Taco Bell?
3 crispy tacos.
Crispy tacos?
Cheese burritos,
Yeah.
no onions.
No onions, bean burrito, no problem. Zeno, do you want anything? I know it's like probably snow. What was that?
Just some churros.
Churros, got it, no problem.
Yeah.
Crunch wrap with that extra nacho cheese, chicken cantina bowl. You know what? Honestly, I've already eaten tonight, so just 2 chicken quesadillas for me. So I really appreciate
Just
you.
2.
Well, they're tiny. They're not real quesadillas. Come on now. I am also a very large man. There's a reason my camera is far back.
Nice.
But yeah, Panda, what about you? What is your cozy or comfort game?
Oh my lord, okay, I'm going to try to condense this down because my cozy games have changed over the years. When I was a teenager and in college, it was definitely Need for Speed, then Fable. As I got a little bit older, I morphed into other games. What was the one? Shadow of Mordor was my cozy game for a while. Yeah, that was a really good one. And then I got introduced to Minecraft. That was one for a while. And now I would have to say I have over 1,200 hours in Animal Crossing. So probably Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Umama Sume is definitely a cozy game of mine. You can ask my husband. And most recently, Animal Crossing Complete as well.
Okay.
Oh, and actually, a bonus, Final Fantasy 15. I heard that one come up earlier. I considered that to be more of a cozy game more than anything else because it was very slow paced.
You know what? Okay, fair. You know, I again, as long as you don't sit there and say it's the greatest Final Fantasy game.
Oh no, definitely okay. No. It was different for a Final Fantasy game. It was very different.
Well, yeah. Okay, we won't go into my opinions on like the bad Final Fantasy games, but I digress on that one. But yeah, for me, honestly, like I don't want to say I don't do cozy because again, like Tess has mentioned, like cozy means different things to different people. But like for comfort games, mine is Vampire Survivors. Like when I want to play something, but I don't know what to do, or I just can't like figure it out. Vampire Survivor is my like go-to. It needs like less than like 1% brain power. It's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit. There's so much fun things you can do. They've got like a whole bunch of like DLCs and different things. Like they've partnered with like obviously like Castlevania, but they have an Among Us DLC. They have a DLC that's like Contra based. Like it is so much fun, and it can literally be played with like one finger. You just like go around. Yeah, the garlic is top notch. Personally, I'm a big fan of upgrading the throwing knives as much as possible too, because then you just become a turret. Speaking of like war crimes that you commit, Vampire Survivors is phenomenal. And yeah, Drisco's been telling me like the new version supports multiplayer, which I don't even know how that works, but like one of these days I'm gonna try it. Slip Dream Rune Tracer. Yeah, so like if you haven't played Vampire Survivors, I highly recommend it, because like it's just such like turn off your brain and like make the dopamine like hits go happy. And yes, Castlevania is good. I love the Castlevania series. That is one that they need to bring back, but correctly.
Yes. Do it right or don't do it at all.
Yeah, because again, like, and we mentioned the comfort games, they're not about challenge. They're about control, familiarity, safety. And in a world that's constantly demanding more from us, guys, there is nothing wrong with choosing a game that simply says you are allowed to relax.
Yes.
So we're coming up on our final topic tonight, which is side quest. You know, that thing we all swear we're not going to do this time, and then immediately do all of them. Great side quests can expand a world. They build characters. They tell, smaller stories, and they make the setting feel alive. And sometimes the best writing in a game isn't the main plot. It's hidden off the beaten path. But bad side quests, they're chores. Fetch this, kill 10 of that. Talk to someone who gives you a reward that you're never going to use. The difference is intent. Good side quests feel like stories. Bad ones, we all know they feel like padding. And yet, for some reason, we keep doing them because deep down, sometimes we just don't want the journey to end. Xeno, I know that you are a big fan of, RPGs and games like that with me. So side quests, love them, hate them. Why?
I love them. And I'll just cite a quick example, just where I talk about this a lot, where wins meet, but that's because the side quests seem like they were crafted rather than radiant. You know how like a lot of games would be like, it's fluff. It's like, here, go talk to this, like you said, go talk to this guy, move here, go there, escort this person here. I enjoy the story that they're trying to tell, because the side quests, they fill in little cracks and pieces into the wider story that's going on. So a lot of the time you'll be sitting there like, oh, what does this quest have to do with anything? And then you're just playing it, you think it's nothing, and then you hear a name pop up that is related to something else, or you'll hear a story that sounds like somebody else that you've heard somebody say it in the game somewhere before, and then you start putting these pieces together, and it's like, wow, so there are some fun side quests that don't really mean much outside of their face value, which are fun, like funny little side quest, a guy blows himself up or something like that and does this cool flying animation and it looks ridiculous, like that. Those are fun, right? But then you have the ones with substance and you're like, wow, like somebody actually thought, hey, we need to fill this world and make the world feel like it's reacting to things, not just, oh, this is this and this is that and that is this and I'm gonna say the same thing over and over again. Like, I mean, yeah, there is the bot aspect to it, which a lot of people can disagree with, but me, I don't know. I feel like side quests, if they're crafted well, then it's good. But if you're gonna tell me, if I have a quest that makes me follow somebody, sorry, an escort quest, and he moves or they move slower than my walking speed, but faster than my running speed, I can't do it. I can't do it because I'm running and you're falling behind like because you're slower than my running speed, but you're faster than my walking speed. And then it just cinematically, it always breaks my immersion. You know, you're walking behind them, they start to like stutter because you're walking too close. Like, oh, but people are getting better. Devs are getting better. I know it's hard to animate these things and to develop these things, so I can't hate. But yeah, that's my piece on it, really.
Oh, I mean, I can hate that. I 100% hate that. It's something that they've needed to fix for God knows how many years. Like, again, like you've unlocked a core memory for me, because the escort quests when I played World of Warcraft, like half of them aren't even side quests anymore. They're main things. And like you said, the walking speed is too slow, but the running speed is too fast. So the way that we would have to get around it to keep up with them is you would walk backwards, because it was at the right thing. And talk about immersion breaking. You're literally sitting there doing this like epic thing. They're telling you about the dragon that's going to end the world, and your dumbass is just walking backwards, like listening to them like, yeah, sure, buddy. And it's like, why why is this a thing? How have we not fixed this? It's been how many years? And it's obviously not the only game that's doing it. Somebody go in the code and sit there and be like, let's just make it match the speed. Xeno does hate slow. We all hate slow walkers. Nobody wants to be behind that guy. Move over.
Right?
I walk fast.
It's like, don't drive in the right or the left-hand lane if you're not going to go over the speed limit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For real. Yeah.
Walking across the street and you're coming around the corner, just let me walk or go in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, just that you are in a car, you're faster. Go around the corner.
Right.
Yeah. Gamers just tourists in a busy city. I don't want to talk about it. Look, the only thing that I hate more than slow walkers is people who stop in the middle of the walkway / sidewalk to like do things where it's like, listen, buddy, it's called a walkway, not a standway. But I digress. I digress. Panda, what about you? I know that I've watched you play a couple of different, I guess, RPG adjacent style games when it comes to it. What is your opinion when it comes to like side quests and things like that?
Well, my brain ping pongs all over the place. You've watched me. You know how it works. It's if I'm on something for too long, my brain starts wandering. So I think it really just does depend on the type of gamer that you are. Whether or not you're into side quests. Some people, like my husband, he gets very hyper focused on them. He has to do all of them. My problem is if I don't complete them, then I run into the next boss and I'm not leveled up enough, or I don't have all the items. So then I have to backtrack and go back and I get lost and all these other things. So definitely, I think in some games they are paramount to completing the game successfully. Then we have other games where it's just a lot of dialogue, like in Wuthering Waves. You have options where you can skip the dialogue and it'll warn you, hey, you may be skipping over important information if you skip this, or it may give you the option to give you a summary. I like an option like that, because then if I feel like taking my time, I can go through all the dialogue. If I don't, I can just skip through it. And then you have games like Palia, which is a cozy game, but is very quest heavy, where some of these quests take hours or days to complete, and the payoff just doesn't feel quite enough for how much time I put into this cozy game. And I'm just frustrated because the puzzles are crazy. And, so I think it just depends on the person who's playing it and the game and how long these quests take. I remember Borderlands, some of them are 2-3 hours long to get through a quest. And that's, for a person like me, that's a long time. Yeah. But some people love that. So it's really it's subjective to the player.
Yeah, no, and I think you bring up a good point there, because like this is something that I think a lot of games in the role-play-esque genre do, where they have side quests, or I should say they've got main quests, they have side quests that are important to the story, and then they have the side quests that you do because A, they didn't know what else to do, or B, like you said, we have this filler. It's kind of filler content, but if you don't do it, it may be harder to like complete the game because you'll be at a lower level or things of that nature. And it's like, at that point, why not just make a more compelling, main quest, or just raise the experience where it's like that's part of the thing. Like, again, I'll talk about as well, but like, I don't disagree with you because it's really annoying when when a side quest becomes required.
Yeah.
Like, I am fine if it is, giving me more information or giving me more rewards to make things easier. But if it's the only way to, like, at that point, if I have to 100% everything in order to just complete it, it's no longer a side quest. It's just mandatory. Just tell me, like, just don't make things optional.
Right.
But again, like I said, I'll end that with that. But Tess, what about you?
I'm gonna piggyback off of Panda real quick, because in Palia, a lot of the side quests are linked. So as soon as you finish side quest number 1, it immediately sends you into side quest number 2. And technically they are optional. They're like, you don't have to do any of these because you don't have to do any of the quests in Palia. Like, ultimately, it's a cozy game farming sim, so you don't have to do any of them. But it drives me nuts too, because you spend so much time trying to get those quests done, and it's like, oh, I'm finally done with this, and it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Try again. But I am 100%er of games, and
Agreed. I just
boy, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild really kicked my ass on that one with those Koroks, and then Tears of the Kingdom specifically with all of the sign quests that you have to do to like put up the sign. And before you unlocked the like memory, or like the like auto builder, so where you could like auto build the sign holder. Oh my god. Spent so much time just trying to keep those signs up. So that's my thing on it, is like, am I gonna spend the hours to do the quest? Yeah. Am I gonna be happy about it? No.
I feel, not to get too off topic, but like, I don't care about 100% in games. I know I've mentioned this before. Like, I've 100%ed some games just because like I fell in love with the game and the story and I don't want it to end. But like, if I get to a point where I'm like, oh, it's done. It's done. Also, unrelated, Gamer Likes Anime just sat there and went, there's an auto builder for the signs. So I think you might have broken his brain. But oh no. But Bear, what about you? What is your opinion on side quests?
I also believe it depends on the game. Because, like, Dark Souls games, like, you kind of have to go do side quests in order to level up.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I think that's part of the thing with me, where, like I mentioned, my bread and butter when it comes to games is, like, RPGs and, like, action-adventure, things that have level up and role-play style mechanics. Like, that is my favorite kind of thing, but I'm so sick of, like Panda said, filler content that feels like or becomes mandatory. The other thing, like I am playing, like I said, Tales in the Sky, yes, Tales in the Sky first chapter. I don't know why my brain gets Tales and Trails confused. Probably because they sound alike, but what I love and hate about it is that 99% of the side quests tell you a different thing. Like, you get more character stories, you get more of these things, you get, like, it tells you more about the world, and there's other things you can do. And then there's some that you, like, go to and you do this payoff, and then you get to it and it's like, go out in the wild and kill like 10 boars to get boar asses. and you're like, oh, okay, well, I've had to do these other things before, and like what the first time I did it was because there was like these invasive species like destroying a farm, and like this was part of our like quest to make sure that we were understanding that it's not just like the big overall things that like you have to protect the little people when you're trying to be like I said, they're called bracers, the quote unquote independent police force kind of a thing on there. And then it's like, okay. And then there was another one where you kind of like had to do like a similar thing. And it was like, oh, well, the reason you're doing this is because we're protecting the roads for travelers. And we want to make sure that like everyone, and you're like, oh, okay. So then like you get to do a similar thing the third time, which in and of itself is kind of slightly annoying because you're like, all right, I've done this 3 times now. It's the same quest, but at least the storyline payoff is great. And then you do it a third time and they're like, wow, thanks for that. Here's a carrot. And you're like, what do you fucking mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, what is this for? And so you're like, well, I don't want to do I do it a 4th time? But, I don't like to look up walkthroughs of games that I like to go in blind my first time for a lot of things, but I'm like, okay, well, it's asking me to do it a 4th time. Am I going to get like a world-ending story like beat out of this, or am I going to get another like, okay, like thanks, here's your handkerchief, like like and I don't know, and that's what's the annoying part about this, where it's like, yes, I could probably speed through this game, get like these big overarching things, but I've also learned that if you miss certain story beats, that could change the way that other characters interact with you, which may also affect if you can recruit other characters to your party. So it's like, well, now I feel like I've got to do everything. And sometimes it's great. And other times it's a hamburger. And don't get me wrong, if someone handed me a hamburger in real life, I'd be happy. I don't need a fucking virtual hamburger. I can literally cook. There's a cooking system in the game. But I digress with that. Because we could go way too long, and I know that a bunch of people have like hard stop times and things like that, and it's just nice to chat with, like I said, the after show and things of that. But before we go, as always, we want you to know, or we want to know what everyone thinks the critical hits and or misses from the past month are. So these are the topics that make us love and unfortunately hate this incredible hobbies of our. So, Panda, I'm going to start with you. When it comes to like things that you like, your critical hit would be something that's like really great or something that you're excited for in the world of gaming, and critical misses are the things that you are like, oh, I don't like this. What is yours for this month? Or honestly, since you haven't been on the podcast before, recent.
Okay, things I don't like. That one's been tough. I guess this one is kind of a double-edged sword. I don't like it, but then there's an aspect to it that's good. Spotify was running some controversial ads on their platform, and they have recently announced that they will no longer be running those ads.
Okay,
so I think that's a very good thing. And something else that I'm super excited for in the world of gaming is Fable 4. I loved those games in college. They were so fun. I love that you could basically be, the villain or the hero. You could literally pick which path you wanted, and you could carve out your character exactly how you wanted them. And I cannot wait to see. It's been so long. I can't wait to see what new mechanics they bring to the game, how they take the first 3 games, meld those into this one, the storyline, the graphics. It's going to be upgraded. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait for Fable 4.
Yeah, no, that is one I am incredibly looking forward to as well. Like, because while it's the 4th game, and I know it's not a remaster or a remake, it seems like it's kind of a reboot, and like that is really interesting. Like I'm really interested to see like where they go with this. Also, Zeno, I know you have a hard stop time. We're still good to go, but I'm going to pass it over to you anyway because I've already said your name.
Okay, awesome. Actually, I'm going to have to second Panda's whole Fable thing.
Mhm.
Even though Fable's not like going to be on the PlayStation, I'm still going to like try to get it on my computer.
Oh,
don't know.
I actually think it is.
Is it?
Is it going to be on consoles?
Please hold. Your
besides
call's
Xbox?
important.
Well, that's some stuff saying exclusive.
Fable is due out on Xbox Series X, S, PC, and PlayStation 5 autumn of 2026.
Oh, yes! That's exciting.
Take that,
I just
Nintendo.
played for it too, and I was just like, oh my god.
Excuse me, yeah.
Animations, it's
Yeah.
fluid. It looks clean. It's colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! And it's like they're going back to their roots of the first and second one, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
It was
they're
just
going-
different.
Yeah, it was just different. You know.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, I think it is a reboot. But because like realistically, there's so much time that passes between the three games that it doesn't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like.
Mhm.
There's plenty of places where you could place this Fable game. Even you could even place it before 2, and there's still plenty of time to actually like. You could make a bunch of sequel games between
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well,
Essentially.
Again, not to age all of us as well, but it's been 17 years since the last Fable game was released. So like, as somebody who sits there, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Honestly, just kind of rebooting the franchise, even if they sit there and go like, yes, obviously, I hope that there is, like nods to the original 3. Like, chances are, a lot of people who are going to pick this up, it's probably going to be their first Fable game and won't know what the hell the things are, which is nuts in and of itself. But again, when I sat there and I like looked at I was like, oh, good God, it's been 17 years since Fable 3.
That's
I don't
crazy.
want to see how many years it's been since Fable 1. We're not playing that game. So we're just going to move on over to Bear. What are your critical?
I will be signing off. I will catch you guys later.
No problem. Thank you again, Zeno.
Bye, Xenos.
Much love to everybody. Much love, Bear, Panda, Tess, Alto. You guys are great. And much love to the chat. We will be back in roughly an hour for a quick win stream for the new content. And then I won't be back until Monday because new stream, new me.
Woo!
But good night, y'all.
Have a good one, my friend. But sorry about that. Or not. Well, Bear, what is your critical hits and or misses?
I guess a critical hit would probably have to be the Life is Strange reunion.
Oh, right. I heard about that. Are they doing a new game or are they like I didn't hear I should say I heard that they Square was announcing new stuff with Life is Strange. Is it a new game in the same universe? Or are they like remaking something?
I guess it's to conclude Max and Chloe's story, so it's basically just to like finish up everything, I guess.
Oh, very cool. I like that. That'll be fun. And any critical misses, if you don't mind me asking, is there anything you sit there and go, God damn it, I can't believe this happened in the world of gaming this month?
No, I mean, I don't really have any qualms with anything.
Yeah, no
Like
problem at all. Awesome. Uh-oh. Tess has already started the
Evil
crossing of the
kinetics
hands. So, all right.
contemplation.
Yeah, and Tess, what are your critical hits and misses?
My critical hit is the Animal Crossing update. And
Yes.
as we have mentioned, you get mouse controls with it. If you have the Switch 2, you can also now do the cha-cha slide. And you have the hotel. So, and then the cherry on top is that you can get Tears of the Kingdom villagers! And you can dress up as Link.
Oh, very cool. Hero says, have words, Tess. Hell yeah. Like, we've got a lot of things like that. Gamer likes anime. Has never played a Fable game. Hero
I also
will.
have never played a Fable game.
I mean,
They're so good.
I don't mean to come off rude with this, so I apologize. Tess, you probably haven't played many games because you did not get into gaming until like the DS, 3DS thing. So that was.
Well, I've only ever had Nintendo consoles
Yeah.
up until I got my PC. So
Okay.
I was just 5 years ago, introduced to a whole new world of gaming.
Yeah, which is where I sit there and go, when the last one came out 17 years ago and you were a fetus then, I can understand why you have not played Fable.
Yeah.
This is very true and fair. Yes,
Animal
Bear, you
Crossing.
too.
It's amazing.
No, I've never played
So
Fable.
excited. But my critical miss is that Heartopia used a generative AI to make both their puzzles and their graphics. And Heartopia is a really, really popular cozy game that came out like a week and a half ago. It was so cute. You get to drive like a little moped and it's multiplayer, and it was just, I was so excited about it as a cozy game enjoyer. And now, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna give it my time, and I'm not gonna watch anybody that streams it. So
Yeah, no, and like I said, I do want to bring in a friend of mine for that topic as well. I'm trying to find the time with that, so hopefully within, obviously, the next couple of months or so. Because unfortunately, when it comes down to it, like, AI in gaming is just... I don't want to say that it is an unfortunate, like, necessity or anything of that nature. There's a lot of things where it's like, no, there's no need for it, but there are some things where I could sit there and go like, are you using it in the planning stage? As long as it's not, like you said, like generative art assets and things of that nature, I can understand and forgive a little bit more. But yes, that is definitely a topic that I want to bring up on the podcast as well.
yeah.
For
like
me,
AI
go ahead.
usage. Sorry, well, it's
No,
just like AI usage is so common in our society and has been up and like before generative AI
Yeah.
became a thing. So like, some AI usage I can understand, but like generative AI is like a hard stop for me.
No, I like I said, I don't disagree with you. Where it comes down to, like, if you're using it for like outlining or even potentially like throwing out like soundboarding or things of that nature, like, sure, I can understand. Like, the moment you sit there, like I can even understand, like I've mentioned before, I do enjoy like Doug's content and things of that nature, where it's like, look, if you're doing like vibe coding, and first of all, he's not making money off of it. Like silly little things like that, I can understand, especially because he's not a developer. Like, hell, even if you are a developer, if you sit there and are like, hey, I don't understand like what's wrong with my code, and you're using it to like fix something like that, sure, I could be a little more lenient, because let's be real.
It's also not a Fortune 500 company
Yeah.
using massive amounts of water that we already have a small resource of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
I
like
think
that.
another important point to bring up with AI is that, right now we have people in charge who are asking the wrong questions at congressional hearings. So we don't have good regulations. So unfortunately, real life people are being hurt by not necessarily the type of AI that's supposed to be used in tech that is helpful, but generative AI and that kind of thing. And we do need more people who are more cognizant of, hey, like you said, it is an inevitability that it will be a part of our society. We will have this as a part of a functioning society. So we need to make sure that we are looking at, okay, well, then it needs to be regulated. And that is very important. And if we're not participating in that, then it will become something that will overreach if we're not careful. But it is here. And we are going to have to figure out how to deal with that.
Yeah, no, like, I don't disagree, like, 100%. Like, there's a big difference between using a tool and taking away a job.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I won't even say where it's one of those things where it's like, because I hate even the fact, like, I feel like there needs to be a new word for it too, because like procedurally generated things when it comes to like gaming and AI or not even AI, but like procedurally generated AI in gaming has existed before like ChatGPT and those things and like that. But the problem is it's like we're not using it like we said as a tool anymore. Like, there are people who are doing it to create the entirety of the content.
Yeah.
Where if I pay enough money to ChatGPT, I can input like a couple of different phrases, and then I could sit there and be like, generate me, and it'll and then I could put that game on a platform, and that's a problem where it's like no, like yeah. But like I said, we could unfortunately go through way too many hours with this, and I do want to bring this as its own topic on there, and it's just so wrong because at the end of the day, there's things that it can work with, there's things it could work for, and it's just like we said, it's not being used correctly. But as far as my critical hits and misses, I was also going to bring up Fable, but the Xbox Direct in general, one of the other ones that I'm really excited for, speaking of a critical hit, is the Beast of Reincarnation, the action game from Game Freak of all people. Like, yeah, like if you look at what this game looks like, you would sit there and you would just be like, that's not Game Freak, but it is, and it's phenomenal. It's also coming to Xbox, PC, and PS5. Apparently, it's also going to be like a day one Game Pass title for those of you who do there. But it allows you to like jump into a journey through a post-apocalyptic Japan to save humanity from extinction. And again, this is coming out from the Game Freak, and like I highly recommend if you guys haven't like seen the trailer, check it out, because between that and Fable announced today, I am like,
that looks cool.
Yeah,
it does look really cool.
Yeah, I'm happier than a pig in shit. But as far as my critical miss, I don't know how many people like saw it or heard it. It's Ubisoft. They canceled 6 projects, including Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. They're closing 2 studios. They're confirming further layoffs and major company restructures. You know, they're apparently, out of the 6 games, 3 of them were going to be new IPs. One of them was a mobile game. And then they're also, what's the word I'm looking for? Delaying 7 other unannounced games, where it's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on in Ubisoft, because like, don't get me wrong, I liked Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I own Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I think it's a great game. It's already been rebooted, or they already were in the process during this reboot of doing it once, and then they scrapped it and redid this remake again, and now it's the second time this remake has been scrapped. So it's just, I don't know what's going on with them. Like, I know they've had some issues, obviously, but I just, how do I put this nicely? I don't want to say I'd care if a company disappeared. I would care more if the franchises that they make disappear, because, like, again, I don't want there to not be Prince of Persia games or Assassin's Creed games or things of that nature. I want these things, especially because honestly, the last Prince of Persia game, which one was it? Why can't I think of the name of it? Please hold. Your call's important to us. It was Prince of Persia, Lost Crown. It was a phenomenal game. A lot of fun. It was a different take on it, but like, I would love to go back to that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, that style that they did with like the Sands of Time and that kind of like trilogy type thing. It'd be interesting. But if you're just going to keep, if you're going to just keep announcing and then canceling games, like, just maybe we don't, unfortunately, take as many risks as we did. Because I think what's probably caused this is, unfortunately, 2 of the underrated games that I talked about today, which was Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws, which were underrated and didn't really sell well, are Ubisoft games. Mm-hmm. So maybe we don't take the risks. But at the same time, I also don't know if it's like, oh, well, also, you know, and then you have Assassin's Creed Shadow, which also didn't do well. So, like, It's not like they've had a win recently. And that's sad. Because, like I said, I want these franchises to continue. I love Assassin's Creed. I love Prince of Persia. I thought Star Wars Outlaws was a fine game. But if we're just going to keep rehashing the same, I don't even want to say slop, but like if we're just going to keep rehashing the same stuff, you know, maybe it's time to sell off those franchises, or, you know, like hold them off a little longer. You know, again, took 17 years to make a new Fable game. You know, how you know, we've all heard the, you know, like we've all heard the memes of Microsoft dying, where you sit there, it's like Microsoft's dying, Xbox is dying, but it's like they got a new Halo game, they got a new Fable game, the Avowed is coming out for PlayStation. Like, if I was a betting man, do I think that they're going to come out with another console? Not in the traditional sense. No, I don't think that that's going to happen. But I also think that that might be a good thing, because traditional consoles kind of are a dying thing. There's not really a need for it anymore. But I digress with that. But yeah, like it's just sad to me to sit there and be like, am I living in the era where like I don't want to say childhood, because like these franchises and like game studios that I grew up with and have like gone for years, like I don't want to see them die. Don't get me wrong, I love me indie games, but every now and then I want to play Halo. I want to play a Star Wars game. I want to play, you know, like Grand Theft Auto. And if these franchises are just going to keep dying out, it's sad.
It is sad, but I think it also hopefully will give an opportunity for more of these. Like, look at what Team Cherry did with Silksong. It's a $20 game, you know, hours of content, hundreds of hours of content by streamers. They've had a lot of success with it. So I hope that
coming to this year.
Yes, for free. I hope that, you know, these bigger engines and studios will do better, but will realize that they can do better by their employees and by their artists, and that people do value that, and that people will move away from these products if you're not doing right by the customer and by the employees. Let's take Assassin's Creed, for example.
Yeah.
A lot of people have complained over the years that, yeah, y'all are just putting out these, like, the Middle Eastern-based episode, for example, was very short. And people had been clamoring for one of those for a long time. It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world. And they gave it, like, a quick, like, oh, let's just slap this on real quick and move on. And that was, they cheated the customer out of what could have been a great game where they could have spoken so much more to the beauty of that culture, and where that story came from. So, you know, yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. We don't want these franchises to go away, but if it means that something better will come for someone else or even for the players, then so be it.
Yeah, no, like again, like I said, I love the indie game. Ironically, Assassin's Creed Mirage was my favorite Assassin's Creed out of the recent ones that they've done. Definitely shorter, but I didn't mind it. But I think that, you know, that does bring an interesting point. I think that this is another topic we could probably talk about. I think, unfortunately, what's killing gaming is gaming. Like these conglomerates. You know, like if you think about it, I don't, you know, when Ubisoft was created, it probably started around the same size as, well, probably slightly larger, but Team Cherry's only 3 people. But if we look at something along the lines of, oh God, what is I can't remember their name off the top of my head, and I don't want to look it up now, even though I'm literally sitting in front of a computer. But the company that created Expedition 33 is like 30 to 60 people. That's probably what a lot of these companies back in the day, like 30 or less people.
Yeah. And
maybe that's what it needs to happen. Maybe we need to start splitting these things up again. And it's like, I think that, you know, like CD Projekt Red is doing. You know, where it's like they're spinning off GOG, so Good Old Games. They sat there and went, oh, you know what? That's not something that our company should run anymore. We'll sell this off. We'll let it be run by someone, and the people who are, you know, passionate about game preservation versus creating video games. So there's no conflict of interest kind of thing there. And maybe that's what they need to do. Like, sit there and go, like, I'm not going to lie. I kind of hope that's what happens with is it EA that the one that just got bought out by Saudi, like the Saudi government? I can't remember.
Are you talking about the FIFA game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's like, look, like a lot of these things, what I'm kind of hoping happens is they sit there and go, we don't want these franchises. We need to sell these off and spin off companies about them and like break away. You know, there's plenty of things that happen to that. Like, look, what was it? Square Enix did it. Was it? I don't remember, because again, what is time? It has to be like at least 3 to 5 years ago now, where like Square Enix used to own the Hitman franchise. They used to own, like Tomb Raider, things of that nature. And they sat there and went, no, you know what? We're gonna break those off and we're gonna sell them, and then the companies that are doing those things will either let them break off on their own or sell them to companies that like feel that they're going to be able to like take care of them. And look what's happening with Tomb Raider as an example. I think that's a great thing. Not only did we get wonderful remakes and remasters of like the first six games so far, we're now getting an entirely new one, and it's like an entirely new one and a new reimagining of the first game so that it lines more up with the last trilogy of the Tomb Raider thing did. And I think those are great ideas. Like, this is the things that I want to see. Like, don't get me wrong. I would like, if you told me tomorrow that like Prince of Persia was being sold to Team Cherry, I would be the one that sits there and goes, shut up and take my money. I'm going to start investing. Like, but things of that nature, because that's the whole thing. I'm all for, and I love some of these independent like franchises, but like, I'm also like, again, I'm a big fanboy of things like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. And if it wasn't for the Square Enix merger, those things would have died a couple of years ago. And I just, as someone who is big into game preservation and someone who's big into like seeing these things, yes, I know a lot of the times like a company dying may not mean that the franchise not only just goes away, but the games you quote unquote own go away. But I'm afraid of what'll happen for like, if EA disappears, like, but not EA, if like Ubisoft disappears, what happens to like some of the online content I have on some of my games? Like, am I going to be able to, download those things? Or is it just going to be like, it's gone in the ether? Like as we talked about earlier, when it comes to like loot boxes and things like that, I don't really partake. It doesn't matter to me because like, Driscoll will tell you, I don't really understand cosmetics in games, especially for a lot of them where I sit there, it's like, what do you mean you're buying Nikes for your person in Fortnite? Like, I don't get it. She's like, because it looks cool. I was like,
yeah.
But you don't get the Nikes. It's like, no. I'm like, why don't you just buy Nikes? I don't want Nikes. My character wants Nikes. And I'm like,
yes.
And I'm like, my brain doesn't understand that, which I'm not opposed to anyone who likes those things. Like, great. But for me, it's like it's kind of like that too, where if Epic shuts down tomorrow, there goes everything. Like there is no offline Fortnite.
Right. Correct.
Like,
you are correct. And
you're
that
done.
does occur to me. Yeah, that does occur to me.
And that's what I'm afraid. Like,
Absolutely.
and that's why I'm a huge fan. Like, again, not to go off topic with this, like this Stop Killing Games initiative that's going on. Like, I know there are certain things that it's like, for lack of a better term, almost impossible for. Like, there is never going to be a way to play Destiny 2 offline. It was never designed for that. Like, I get it. It sucks, but it's one of those things where it's like, I'm also the kind of, like, I have never paid for anything except for the expansion packs, and I buy them when Humble Bundle has like the ridiculous sale every like Christmas. But yeah, like, Slam is sitting there. I lost all of my horses when Ubi shut down Horsehaven.
That's crazy.
I don't know what any of those words mean. I've said them, but it like I can understand like horses went away. Like I'm assuming Horsehaven is a game, and that sucks. Like I have a collection of sneakers and Fortnite from YMK. That's it's impressive, But at the same time, you sit there and you're like, there it goes. Yeah, mobile games is one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
You know, like shit. Like I don't remember if we talked about this or if I had another conversation where it's like Flappy Bird, like that disappeared, and how like people were selling physical hardware with a game on it for thousands of dollars because it doesn't exist anywhere else. No, Flappy Bird is gone. There's what's another one like?
I followed the bag on that one.
You got rid of your Flappy Bird?
Yep.
I paid CB says I played a Korean MMO where the cosmetics you paid money for weren't permanent. What?
No. Interesting.
No.
Like
that's a hard spell.
Yeah. And I mean like that's I don't want to say part of the problem. But I mean like that's what we're talking about when we come down to this, where it's like I don't ever want things to disappear unless they are terrible. Like, let's be honest, if the Gollum game disappeared tomorrow, I don't think any one of us would care.
A what now?
There was you don't remember the God, it was like there was was it last year, the year before?
I've seen, heard of it, but I never played
is like,
it.
It's so bad. It was Gollum. I want to say it was the same company that made the really, really terrible like King Kong movie game. Like they've never made a good game, and it's just one of those things you just sit there and you're like, like I will look up the video of the Gollum game. People were literally buying it to stream it just because of how bad and janky it was. Like it was one of the, like I don't even know if it's still available for purchase. Like that's how bad it was. Like it was one of the most refunded games of all time.
Wow, so funny.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my store because I played all the Shadow of Mordor games, so it keeps getting suggested in my store, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, like, and we're not talking, and it's one of those things where it's like we're not talking. What was the like cozy Hobbit game that like came out like a couple
Shire
years?
Tales of the Shire,
where
or
it's
something.
like where that has a what's the word I'm looking for? A
thank you for the bitty stuff.
Like subjective, where it's like subjectively you may like it, subjectively you may think it bad. No, Gollum is objectively a bad game where it like literally cannot be played kind of a thing. It is bad.
That's crazy.
And that's the insane. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Biddies!
Oh, thank you so much, Steph.
Everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate you. But I think before we go down the Gollum rabbit hole, this is a wonderful point to sit there. So, but before we go, as always, whether you're angry about loot boxes, nostalgic for your first playthrough of a masterpiece, fiercely defending an underrated gem, or booting up your comfort game for the 100th time, gaming isn't just about entertainment. It's about how these experiences stick with us. So before we go, I want to make sure that, first of all, one, we thank our incredible special guests. Thank you so much, Bear and Panda, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Bear, where can people find you?
I guess on Twitch.
Yeah, so it's Bearazza on Twitch. Is it the same on all of your social media by any chance?
I don't think so, actually. Threads is different.
Got it. No problem. We'll make sure that we put links to those in the show notes. Panda, what about you? Where can people find you?
I am on Twitch at Panda_Panda57 and on TikTok at Blasian Pandemonium 57.
Are you out of Threads jail yet by any chance, Panda?
I have not checked because you know what? I will not be silenced, and those fascist people can keep their fascism.
Take that, Zuck.
That's right.
All right. Tess, where can people find you?
You can find me at TessOnHoliday anywhere that there are social media except for X, because we stand with the previous statement.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I deleted mine on X too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Before I give you mine, we know we had to leave a little bit early, but we also want to thank Xeno Mothership. You can find him as XenosMothership on Twitch, and I believe on Threads and Instagram, it is at Xeno's Cantina. Those links will also be in our show notes. For me, you can find me at the Altohollic. It is LLIC because somebody took the correct spelling years ago and has never given it back. I'm available on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, as well as Threads. So, thank you again for hanging out with us. If you've enjoyed this episode, why don't you share with someone who still hasn't forgiven a game for locking cosmetics behind a paywall? Until next time, save early, save often, and don't forget to press start together.
Yay!
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. Yeah, so I have... What do you... Tess, why are you raising your hand?
Because it's hard to talk over people. It's just easier.
I was just sitting there. I was like, I see it out of like the corner of my eye. It's like, hello.
That's what we were taught to do. It's ingrained forever in my brain. Anyway, I just saw that you had redeemed a tarot pool in my stream 3 hours ago.
I was like, I did.
Would you like your tarot read?
Sure, because like that's all thing. Again, guys, Bear, Panda, if you guys or anyone that's in our chat, first of all, again, thank you so much, everyone is there. We're gonna probably hang out for a little bit. We're gonna do like, for lack of a term, the after show. We've got press start after dark because because it's already dark outside. Yeah, if you need to go, let us know. It's all good. If not, if you need to, if you want to kick it with us for a little bit, go for it, But yeah, sure. If you want to do a tarot poll, that'd be a lot of fun.
Wonderful, because I do, in fact, have your past, present, future ready for you.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So your past is our Empress card, which is beautiful. We're using the Ethereal Visions deck. So they're all foiled. And... yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. And that I think actually might be. Yes.
What is this unrelated? What does the start viewer call-in button do? I'm never going to press that.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was an option either.
Me neither, but when I figure out what that does, maybe that'll be an episode thingy.
That would be very interesting to see. And actually, I'm dumb. It's temperance. I can't spell. But temperance appears when there is a need for balance in opposing areas of your life. You are being asked to be patient and re-examine priorities that are in disharmony. So, you have not seen balance and harmony in your life. So in your past, you are missing your purpose, and you need to find moderation. So now for your present, we have the Knight of Wands. And our Knight of Wands, when it is upright, is... But don't worry, because you are determination and you have the energy and the impulsiveness to move forward. So continue moving forward with passion. And we have a reverse pull for this one. So it is the reverse Two of Swords. So in your future, you can look forward to...
Oh, hello, Food Man. Good to see you.
In your future, you have fear, confusion, and conflict. So you may be feeling overwhelmed in the near future.
Great.
So in order to achieve balance, you need to go forward with passion, and you may be scared, but you can do it anyway.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Are you telling me to buy another horse, Tess? Is this what this is all coming down to? Maybe? Okay. You just want to name the pony, don't you?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Is the NBA in the future for Elton? No, this white man can't jump. I'm tall. I can't, that's about all I got going for me, though.
On that note, I do have to bounce because I have to feed Willow, and Willow is very unhappy with me. But I will raid into Bear if you're going to continue playing after this, Bear.
I think we're going to take a dinner break, actually.
Yeah, I
Okay,
stopped my
fair.
stream too. I got a little too button happy.
No, it's all good. Yeah, and let's see. Is there anyone streaming right now?
It's like I have friends that are on. So unless you guys want to hop into somebody else for the after hours, I can.
I must attend to my husband for the evening, so
Fair
I am
enough.
going to disconnect.
No
But
problem.
I appreciate all of you. Thanks
No,
for having me.
thank you so much. Tess, you're going to keep the VOD up of this as well, just in case. Okay. Because I know gamers said apparently there might have been an audio issue with Panda and Bear when I first started, so I'll download your
Interesting. It should
VOD as well
be.
as mine just in case.
And you may, I don't know how the audio quality is from Twitch, but if you need something that's not just Twitch, let me know.
Will do. Awesome.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good one. I think
All right,
we're
friends.
gonna see who I know that is rating. Oh, Baker's rating. Actually, we'll rate Gifted.
All right, friends. Bye.
Great. Who?
It's a friend of mine. Her name is the Gifted Faker. So since everyone else is heading out, we will have a good night. And I am going to. And thank you so much for dropping by again. I appreciate all of you. You have been wonderful. And Bear, you have a great night.
You too.
Bye. All right, everyone. I'm going to put up my big camera screen. Yeah, we're going to raid out to a friend of mine. Her name is the Gifted Faker. She is also playing what's the word I'm looking for? Why can't I think of the name? Hades 2. We're going to go say hello. Thank you so much for hanging out with the podcast tonight. I had a wonderful time. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll be back on Sunday for more Hades, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.